Alright, so welcome to disassembling this whole mess. It was all temporary 3.5 years ago, and it's been here ever since. So all these wires, everything's got to go. I'm gonna, finally I'll do it all permanently rather than just jury-rig together. I'm gonna grab the vacuum cleaner and I'll vacuum this all up as I go. There's the original heater core or heater system. It's pooched, and I'm going to pull out and replace with the new one. And so just going to start pulling stuff apart and trying to make sense of it all as I go. So long ago I don't remember any of this, what goes where or nothing. I'll just have to redo it all again. Anyway, so this is now 4 or 5 days later. Just got back to being able to work on the dash here, the heater system. So as what happens quite often, I forgot to film any of it, but I'll see if I can get this thing down in here. And yeah, you really can't see anything. So I'll have to try. The dash will have to come off anyways. I'll try and I'll have to film kind of what I did later. What I'm trying to do here with this ducting is reuse the original inside outside air manifold here, or whatever you want to call it. Again, it's stinking dark. I don't know if you can see anything, but this valve here is her door is the outside air, and this duct here is the original. The door comes up against this opening here when it's using outside air, and I was trying to incorporate that into, rather than having the heater just pulling inside air, being able to pull outside air as well. And I was trying to use this ducting here, and it's just too bulky. It's not too bulky by much, but it's too bulky to fit. I'd have to have a big bulge here for when I cover it to accommodate that that ductwork, and I don't really want to do that. From the top here, you can see how much it sticks out past the dash here, and it's just going to restrict the passenger's leg room too much. So I think what I'm going to try and do, of course nothing ever works right or the way you think it will the first time, but I think what I'm going to try and do is just replace all this ducting here with some flexible ducting. I got that aluminum ducting you can use for dryer ducts or whatever. I'll try that and see if that, if I can get it to bend tighter than this. I've run the heater, the fan, and everything. It all works great the way it is, but it's just too bulky. So I'll see if I can get these bends tighter. I'll get like I say, some of that flexible aluminum ducting and see if I can make that work. If not, I guess I'll have to scrap the idea of outside air, but it would be nice to be able to pull outside air if you wanted to. Even if you're just traveling down the highway and you want fresh air coming in, you could, just open the vent. I'm just going to my plan was to just put an air switch on it, or an air cylinder with with an air switch on the dash, toggle switch on the dash, and control it that way. But that'll all depend on whether I can get something to bend tighter than this. So I'll pick something up at Home Depot tomorrow and see if I can make that work. In the meantime, everything is coming along nice. So I have now got the head unit here, no name brand, Chinese. Looks like it. I've wired it all up temporarily, and it all looks, it looks pretty decent. Runs Android, what do they call it? Android Auto, and the Apple CarPlay, so I have Android stuff. So, and I also got a CB radio that I'll mount somewhere in this dash. My plan was to, in fact, I've all got it all drawn up. The plan was to mount the radio, which I'm still going to do, mount that here, and then mount the CB radio below it. But the room is really tight, so I don't know if that's going to actually work. So I'm going to have to build all the everything around here, you know, to enclose all this. And then I'll see if I can get the CB radio to fit there. That would be ideal, to have it mounted in the dash, as opposed to just, you know, I can take the thing and just mount it up on top of the dash like that, but that's hokey as heck, so I don't want to do that. So I'm going to try and see if I can figure out some way of getting it into the dash here. It's just so long that it, you know, at the angle, it just goes back and hits the heater housing. The heater can't go back any farther, so I can angle it a little bit more. So it, you know, rather than following the angle that the dash is now, none of this is probably showing up. But anyways, I can angle it a little bit more, and I can just barely get it to fit. But I don't know whether that's actually going to work or not. I just have to kind of build a little bit more and then see if I can incorporate that into it. So I will continue with this. I got to do a little bit of work tomorrow, and then I got to go run some errands for my parents, and then I'll be back at it tomorrow afternoon. So see how it goes. So here's what I've been working on today. I decided to extend this right side dash panel to install a CB radio and this head unit here, which will go, I don't know if it shows up too well, but there's pencil marks on it there where I'll cut the hole for it. Can't really, I'll get back a little further. Anyways, that's what it'll basically look like. I'm gonna take and round all the edges and all that yet, and then I'm not sure if I'm gonna fiberglass that into it like one piece, or if I'll just have it screwed. It's just screwed on right now, but it's not holding by much, and there's not much of a lip there, so I may end up, I have enough fiberglass down there, I may round it all, put a coat of fiberglass on it, sand part of the dash down, and repaint it. They say if it's worth doing, it's worth doing 3 times. So and I got some flexible ducting, 4-inch ducting for the heater, and that works, and I can tuck it in tight enough, so I'll go ahead and get that outside air working as well. And then that'll all, I think what I'm going to do is get some, because that's the subwoofer for my sound system, that big black box there. I think what I'm going to do is get some acoustically transparent, acoustic cloth, and I'll just make up a framework, cover it with that cloth, and then you won't be able to see any of that, but it'll you'll still be able to, the subwoofer will still work properly. Plus that'll allow the heater to blow the floor heat out through that cloth. I'm hoping anyways. Anyhow, that's what I'm thinking at this point, but things could change. I got the one side and the front and the bottom of that panel done today, but I got the left side to do yet, so just takes way longer than you think it's going to take, and the frustration level gets fairly high sometimes. But anyways, it's coming along one step at a time. So that's where I'm at for now. Alright, so this is all. I built the other side of this now. I have to trim a little bit back, way back in here, about 1/4 of an inch, just to get it to go back a little bit more, to clear the heater back there, and then it's ready for fiberglassing and finishing. I got the I got the inside of this. I got the inside of it fiberglass now. That's what's holding it in there. But I'll some fiberglass and filler and whatnot on it on the outside here, along in here to finish it all, make it all one piece. I got to trim the face plate here a little bit. Not much, but a little bit, and then I'm going to fill these corners here around them, the inside, to match the curve, and then it'll kind of match the rest of the dash panel. So anyways, that's where we're at. Winter is here. Can't really complain though. It's the first week in January and it's the first real snow we've got. We got a little bit a month or so ago, but it was gone within a day. So, but I think this is here to stay. It's supposed to go to -24 later this week, -24 Celsius. So that's, I don't know what that is. Damn cold Fahrenheit. Probably around 5 or 6 below. I don't know, Fahrenheit. Too stinking cold anyway. Alright, more later. So I just got finished finishing up this extension that I had built on the dash here. I will leave it for the night, let it cure for the night, and then paint it. Paint it in the morning, and then I should be able to put it back into the bus. I cut a couple of cut the holes for the hole for the radio, or the CB radio I already had, but the AM/FM radio, cut that in there as well today. And once I get this up into the bus, well, maybe I should do it ahead of time. I don't know. Anyways, this I have to cut the rest of the holes in there, so I may do that before I put this back up into the bus. Anyway, another day's work. So I got the dash back in the bus. Just check and fit again, make sure I haven't made something in the wrong place so it doesn't fit here before I just kind of fitting it as I go and make sure I don't screw up. Or at least find the screw up before I'm too far along. But anyways, it's all seems to be fitting fine. It's all good. I got the 2 radios in there, but they won't stay in. They're just sitting there and they won't stay in place. They're not mounted or anything. They're just, so anyways, they just keep falling out. So I'll get them all mounted tomorrow, and I've been fiddling around with the windshield wipers too. I got to get them working before, well, it'll be a lot easier to get them working before I get the dash in here. They do come out the front, so it wouldn't be the end of the world, but I'm figured I might as well see if I can get those working as well while I'm kind of working in that area and before I get too far along. It's we're getting one of our winter cold snaps over the next 5 days, so it's supposed to go down to minus, well, right now they're saying minus 28 on Thursday, or yeah, today's Wednesday night, so Thursday night and Friday night, so that's like 20 below Fahrenheit, so too stinking cold for my liking, but it's at least it doesn't last very long. It's only supposed to last for about 5 days, so so if it's too cold to work down in the shop over the next few days, I got the dash in here, I can work on other stuff, and you know, I can finish up the heater ducting there, and windshield wipers and all that kind of stuff if it's gets too cold to be able to heat the shop down there. So anyways, I have options, so I'm going to just keep working away and see how she goes. Alright, so here's another little update. Been slow going with being as cold as it has been, but I'm getting I'm having a hard time keeping the shop warm down there. But I'm making some progress. I got the radios and backup camera monitor all mounted in that panel. I'm just laying out the defroster vent positioning. I got the one in the dash up here. I just got temporary screws, big ugly temporary screws in it so far, but that's basically what it'll look like. I'm going to put some better screws in than that, so they're not quite so noticeable. So there's the two over there on that side, one in the top of the dash here, and then there's one back in here on that other panel. So anyway, and I'm having second thoughts. Well, I'm not having second thoughts, I'm not going to do it. The engine turning. My drill press just isn't big enough. It's only got a 6-inch throat, and I need minimum a 13-inch throat. And I drew it all up in Corel Draw, and if you do half from one side and then go to half from the other side, you end up with a full circle right down through the middle of it, and it just looks stupid. So so I just brushed it, and I think I'll clear coat them so that they stay, they don't tarnish over time. But anyways, yeah, too bad. I would like to have engine turned them, but I just don't have the gear to do it, and I think the brush looks good anyways, so that's what we'll go with. I was gonna put pieces of oak in those indents there, little shelf, but I kind of thinking, looking at it now, I'm thinking maybe I'll just brush a couple pieces of aluminum and stick them in there. Same with the panels on that there when I do that, and the one over here, I think maybe I'll just do them in the same as the rest of the dash, and then put an brushed aluminum insert into it. That's what I'm thinking now anyway. I was going to use some oak, but I'm kind of liking the aluminum. And this gloss black seems to have, as it cured and dried, it seems to have settled down. It's not quite so glossy. I think it's fine. It's yeah, it'll be fine. So anyway, I have some I'm making some changes. I don't know if I mentioned it before or not, but making some changes to the steering, where it goes to the steering box. I'll get into that a little bit later on when the parts get here. They won't be here for a week, so I'll not worry about it too much right now, but this has all got to come out of here yet. It's just in for a you know, test fit. I'm gonna put the gauge and switch drawings on there with the center punch marks, position them while it's in here, and then I can center punch and drill all those. And yeah, so anyway, and I'm I have an air cylinder coming, and that for the inside outside air door. So I'll get working on that here as soon as that gets here. It should be here tomorrow. So anyways, just a little update of where we're at, and we'll just continue on. Starting to warm up. It was minus well, it got down to 17 below Fahrenheit a couple days ago. Wasn't quite so cold last night, but it's starting to warm back up again. I mean, it's, I don't know, 3 or 4 degrees above zero right now, so it's still, you know, cold enough, but it's at least headed in the right direction anyways. Then I can get into the container that has the drill press in it and cut all these holes. It's too stinking cold in there right now. So I'm plugging away. Excuse me, just got a little bit more done here. I got the AC vents mounted on the for the passenger, and got this one panel pretty much complete. Nothing's wired, of course, but it's all mounted in there and secured, all that. I'm just going to take the switch panel down and start working on that next, and then tomorrow I will do the gauge panel, I believe. And what I did here, after I brushed it, because I didn't want the aluminum to oxidize, so hard to tell from here, but I just cleared it. I put a just rattle can clear on it. Seems to work out nice. And of course I have my windshield wiper switches in there, but neither one of them work. So and they're 185 bucks a piece. Yeehaw! Because these wipers are, well, maybe they would work without that particular switch. I ordered one anyways at this point. They have a delay, you know, a pulse or whatever you want to call it. Maybe you could use just a regular wiper switch without that, which would be a lot cheaper. I'm not sure. I think it's all in the switch, so yeah, you probably could. Anyway, I've got one ordered, and I'll try that out, and then I will order another one. The heater controls are all actually in behind here, just sitting in there. They're not, I haven't mounted them yet. I got, you know, this panel's got to come in and out of here another couple times to you know, before it's complete, so I'm not going to actually mount that until after the, you know, till the last. I'll have everything wired up and run all the tubing for the vents and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, I'm going to go down and start on this panel here, and then I will do, like I say, I do this one tomorrow. So anyway, it's just a little bit of progress. So I'm down here working in the shop again. I'm just going to start drilling all the holes for the for all the gauges. So I thought I'd show what I did here for. So here's the drawing that I made up in Corel Draw. I did the same thing for the other panels, as you saw before, and then so I just center punched those little black dots in the center of each of the gauges. So then I went and center punched the panel, as you can see there. And that just transfers everything to this aluminum panel, and then I'll start cutting out the holes, and hopefully I don't mix up the hole sizes, because then I'll be screwed. Anyways, I'll film a little bit more after I've cut the holes out. Alright, so there's the dash panel all drilled out and brushed for the final time. Just going to clear coat it here now, let that dry, and then I'll start putting gauges in them. I've got 3 or 4 gauges still coming. They won't be here till next week, so I can't put all of them in, but I'll put what I can, and put the others in when I get them. For anybody that's ever tried to do this, getting a consistent brush on aluminum is not an easy thing to do. Looks okay on video. I mean, it looks fine, but it's not perfect by any means. But it'll be fine. But it's just one, just take your sander and go one little brush at an angle, and you've screwed it up. So it takes some time to brush this stuff all nice and consistent and even and everything. But once it's done, it looks good. I think the engine turning would have looked better, but I just don't have the tools to do a nice job of it, so this will have to do, and I think it looks fine. So we'll continue on here a little bit later when I do when I start putting gauges in it. And so I just finished clearing it. I don't know if you can really see what the finish is like compared to just raw aluminum in the video or not. It's hard to type. I don't really know whether you can or not. I can tell quite a bit of difference in the way it looks, looking at it under the light, but I don't know how much that shows up with the camera. But aluminum starts to oxidize really quick, so within 24 hours it starts to oxidize, and it just gets worse and worse. So I figured clearing it was a way to keep it looking consistent. Even from when I started this panel until now, I noticed the difference. I had brushed it, and then I brushed it again, and it was quite a bit brighter when I brushed it the second time. So it had oxidized some in a couple of days, and it's just going to continue to do that if it's unprotected. So that's why I decided to clear them all. Anyways, I'll take it up as soon as this dries and start to put gauges in it. Well, I'm making a little bit of progress, and this is time consuming. So stinking fiddly, and this isn't even, this is just mounting them. This isn't even wiring them. And running lights. Got to run wires to the back. I got to run hoses to the back, nylon line, and all that for some of these to the back to the engine. So yeah, a lot of stinking work, but it's coming along. I think I've just about had enough for today, though. This is all the gauges I have. These are all the new ones I've got so far. I still have 4 gauges that I've had for a while in the dash that I use for just basic gauges. Well, they're the same series, but same gauges, but the just basic, just so I could drive it when I came up here and stuff. And then the speedo tack and a couple other gauges are on the way. So anyways, getting tired. It's enough for today. Well, I'm just checking a fit of the gauge panel there. That's with as many of the gauges as I have so far. More will be showing up next week. Have to do a little bit more trimming in behind the original dash area, dash panel. This gauge here and this one over here, it's fitting, but it's really close to the original, to this back in here. This panel here comes over into about here, so those two gauges are need a little more clearancing in behind there. And the ignition switch, I have it mounted, but the same thing, there's a little, I just have to notch out, because it's you know, probably by the time it's all said and done, it's about 3 inches long. So back in there, there's a little bit of, it's fitting, like it's in there, but it's I want a little more clearance around the wires and everything. So I'll take and notch that out, and when I pull this out, nothing's wired up yet, obviously, but it's all fitting anyways, and I think it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. So I have to pull all of this out of here one more time. Everything's got to come out, and then I can do all the, the last few little, the last little things. Everything fits, everything works. Well, nothing works, nothing's wired up yet, but anyways, you know what I mean. Like, it's all going to work. But I have to mount the defroster vents here yet, and I have to finish up the air intake for the heater. I have to run the lines, the hoses for the air conditioning vents, as well as the defroster vents, and stuff like that. So I'm just going to take all of this out of here now. Well, actually, it won't be till tomorrow, but anyways, to get it all out of here and do all those things, and then I can assemble it for the last time, and then start wiring it up. So I think I will end this video here at this point, and then I will start another one when I start reassembling everything for the final time and doing all the wiring and all that. I don't know if I'll film wiring. Wiring's pretty boring, but but if anybody wants to see it, I didn't think when I wired the original wiring, I didn't think anybody would want to watch that too, but a bunch of people said they did, so I did a video on that, on the wiring as well. So if anybody wants to see wiring, all the gauges and switches and all that stuff, radios, all that kind of stuff, let me know, and I'll film it. But other than that, I won't bother. To me, it's pretty boring, but maybe it's interests somebody, I don't know. Anyway, that's it for now.